All right, this is Passing Back with Jacob, Miles, and Chris. I'm Miles.
I'm Jacob.
My name's Chris.
How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing, man?
Pretty good, man. Turned in a computer science assignment. Did it in under an hour while everybody else was doing it for like a week and struggling and stressing out. So that's cool.
Bro, you know one thing I noticed about you, like with everything? I think that you don't even know about it.
Oh no, I do. I know exactly what you're about to say.
Dude, you work good under pressure.
I do. It's crazy. Like literally my whole life, I'm the people. Everyone says they're the biggest procrastinator. They haven't talked to me.
Yeah.
Literally, like when I say that, I'm not being like everybody saying I'm.
Nah, everybody's different.
No, I am the biggest procrastinator. I always wait till the last second, but for some ungodly reason, I always get stuff done at the last second, and I always do fairly well on it. Like I just last second, I don't know. It's like I hate it. I hate the stress of it, but for some reason, I feel like I also somehow get a thrill off it.
That's what I
I'm
think
just
too.
like, man, I don't know.
You work really well under pressure, bro.
I ain't like that.
I ain't, bro.
I wish I was
stress from me.
I'm bad. As soon as I'm told the assignment is due at this date, I gotta do it right then. Cause otherwise I forget about it or I'll do it wrong.
Yeah, that's what me. I forget about it, or like I won't put my best work into
Dude,
it.
and I wish I was like that just to take away a lot of the stress I put myself through, but I don't know, man.
So Chris,
I've been getting better about it though.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good skill to have, but I don't think I'll be good with it.
No.
I'll be sitting there.
No, I mean like I've been getting better of not procrastinating, like slowly but surely. But there's still points where I just am like, nah, I can wait.
I commend you for that. I commend you for being able to do that.
Oh. Not warning, not for everybody.
That's hard. Oh my god.
So Chris, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. I don't even know. Like, I just been. I made a 70 on my quiz in Spanish today, but I passed.
Hey, yes, sir.
I passed Spanish 3, but I passed, so I'm good.
I ain't looking forward to taking Spanish, bro.
Oh, Spanish is
How are you doing, Miles?
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I've been all over the place this week. It felt like.
This week went fast.
I know. I feel like I've been busy.
It's so fast.
Man, yeah, no, I feel that. Just,
Wow.
Dude, I'm like you. I've just been.
It don't even feel like there's games tomorrow.
It really don't.
That's crazy.
It really don't.
I wouldn't even like people like it's Friday night. I'm like, bro, I'm staying in.
Oh, dude, I've lost so much sleep the past couple nights. I need to just.
Yeah, bro, you was some good night.
Oh, I'm gonna sleep fucking great.
Wow.
Phenomenal. Sensational.
Yeah.
So let's get into the sports, man. College football. Let's talk about what the results last week.
Can I just state of what happened last night?
Last night was probably the greatest game of the week. And it was the first game of the week.
Dude, poor Houston. Like what we've been talking about,
Bro.
The NCAA has screwed them on scheduling. They had 4 games in 19 days. They had a game on a Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday. Excuse me?
That's brutal.
Dude, that's 4 games in under 3 weeks.
That is brutal.
That's the reason why they should be getting paid. That's a reason right there, making itself.
And once again, like, they probably had homework assignments, tests, stuff like that.
And each game it's more than a test. It's an end of the year kind of like assessment of what you know.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, man, especially if you watched the game last night, dude, in the third quarter, Houston's offensive linemen were gone. He literally, if you watched Tulane and Houston last night, literally the offensive linemen, the play ends, right? Mm-hmm. One of their center runs over to the bench and you're just like, oh, okay, like maybe he's going to talk to the head coach or something. He goes past the head coach, past players, to the fence, the wall, and throws up like 4 times. Like 4 times. And they show it on TV. It's like these guys are exhausted. I think they said it felt like 98 out there. And it was humidity. It was a lot of humidity. The guys all these players had a gallon of water to drink. Like, those guys were done.
Yeah,
you could just tell physically like they were done. And you saw the last play of the game.
I was gonna say that
The
last
last play, the corner, he could have got that guy like the 7-8 yard line. He gave up. Like, it was just so.
And
It was
see,
pathetic.
I don't even think it was just him giving up. It was just his body giving up, honestly. Because dude, those guys,
That's
I
a
mean,
lot.
that practicing, school, dude, those guys are mentally and physically exhausted, dude. And I mean, dude, and what kills me is De'Aaron King still had a phenomenal game. Right here it's saying he had 229 passing yards and 116 rushing yards. And they lost. That defense just couldn't hold up, man.
That's the problem. That's the
problem.
That sounds greedy on the NCAA side.
And then the thing is, they play one game in the next 22 days. So it's kind of like the rest of the season, I feel like they might go and they're undefeated, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially in a weak division like that. They might go undefeated. I don't think they play anybody ranked inside the top 50 in the country.
And see, my thing is they're 1-3 right now, but they easily could be 3-1.
They play some solid
The
games.
exact opposite. I mean, they put up 31 points on Oklahoma. That's
Oklahoma.
That's a big deal. That they lost by 1 touchdown against Washington State. That's crazy. A ranked Washington State. That's impressive. And their coaching is just phenomenal. And then they lose like that this week. I'm like, dude. Houston is just right there.
They play 3 away games too. That's tough. I mean, Oklahoma's not far, but it's 4 hours from Houston. No, it's 7 hours from Houston.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, and then you go all the way to Washington. It's a different time zone. It's a long
They
flight.
played in Houston.
Exactly.
Oh, they did?
They played at NRG.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Still, even then, Washington, they're famous travels, man. They're famous travel. They know how to play football.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
man, I just shout out to Houston, man. Y'all keep playing. That's a good team.
Yeah.
I think they'll be all right.
Y'all will be fine, man. Y'all just keep playing.
I feel like they would, honestly, I would rather say they're going to defeat the rest of the year.
Dude, De'Aaron King's one of my favorite players. I love that man. He's a great quarterback. I just started watching him play. He's fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. I say my biggest thing, man, biggest disappointment was Maryland, man.
Oh, yeah, they lost.
Jeez.
Oh.
Man, they
Bro,
had such good
I was
momentum,
talking
man.
so highly of them.
I know, right?
I'm like, dude, they
Let you
like,
down, bro.
that's my team. I'm like, they got a chance of winning the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Dude, they let me down. Come on, man. Dude, I don't know. It let me down. Hold on. I want to see how many yards.
McFarland?
McFarland still had 132 yards rushing.
The dude's a tank. He's a tank, bro. I'm telling you, he's a tank, man.
Dude, he's so
Bro,
he's
what
so
was
good.
it? Give your take awards to college football. players.
College football.
Do a college and an NFL.
Or a college, or you can be a player, a team, or what?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, bro. So let's go with college, man.
College. Tank of the week. Oh, man.
I gotta be honest, man. I didn't watch too many.
I didn't
watch some games.
I work college football, so dude,
And 12 man productions.
Give it to McFarland.
I want to give it to McFarland, but I can't because I didn't watch him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I'll give it to Tulane's quarterback last night.
That was
Justin McFullen. I think his last name is.
something.
I know there's Jalen McFullen, but literally like he played a really good game, like a really great game last night he played.
That's fair.
And literally, I give it the whole Tulane offense, man, because literally they got down with 30 seconds left, no 18 seconds left, and they ran a fake play. They ran it so crisp and it was so nicely. Guy got out of bounds with 11 seconds left.
Nicely executed.
And then last play of the game, quarterback drops back, so confidently steps up and throws a strike, man.
Dude.
And that wide receiver was not going to the ground. He hit about 3 defenders.
That's straight up just great coaching and phenomenal execution.
Mm-hmm.
They had no, I'm gonna be honest, they had no chance, honestly.
Situational football, man.
So going from one disappointment in Maryland to, I'm sure, a big disappointment for Chris.
Wow.
Dude, North Carolina losing to Wake Forest.
Sam. My boy said, bro, I love Sam Howell, y'all. I don't know what it is about that boy, but they lost, and North Carolina dropped to 2-1. But we play in a weak ACC conference where I feel like we'll be all right. I do feel like they could have played a lot better, but I feel like they win 8 games.
Mm-hmm.
They're young, a really young team.
Shoot, 8 games? Are they in the same division as Clemson?
Clemson, yes.
Oh,
They're in the coastal part of the ACC.
because if they weren't, I was about to say, shoot, even an 8 wins might get them in a freaking ACC championship game. Pitt was 7-5 and made it last year.
But they do have to beat Clemson or get into the ACC, but it's a championship game. But I still feel like,
good season.
a good season for them is 8 wins.
Decent bowl game.
Honestly, they won 2 games last year. So if they win 5 games, you still did good. 3-game improvement.
Speaking of teams that won about 2 games a season,
Florida State.
did y'all see Kansas kick the crap out of Boston College?
Away game. They went up there. Kicked the crap out of them.
Wow.
Dude,
Went up
They
there.
all picked Boston College.
Dude, they put up 48 points against Boston College. Dude, why can't I think right now? Les Miles, fucking walk in there just like, all right, let's start winning.
Wow.
And then you
That's Miles, though.
and then you got, the typical beatdowns with the top teams and whatnot.
It was a lot of beatdowns this week. It was.
Too many. Because, it's just one of those weeks that
There wasn't really.
there wasn't. Now, a good game that y'all said wasn't going to be a good game is that Kentucky-Florida game.
Oh, that was a good game.
Kentucky was winning that the whole time.
I know, right?
I'm like, I called that. I literally said Kentucky going to win second year
I
in a
want to
row.
see what happened.
And I didn't see the ending. I didn't see what happened. But Florida came back and ended up winning that game.
Felipe Franks broke his leg and he's done for a year. So
Yeah.
Florida's not having very good. It's not like the
Oh.
remainder of the year because their quarterback was pretty much the entire offense.
Bro.
The defense is nice. The defense is nice as hell.
Yep. Another game that I was really wowed by was Arizona State beating Michigan State. Did y'all see that Michigan State kind of got screwed on that last field goal, huh?
They did, but I was happy to see them lose.
I'm a Michigan State fan, so I wasn't. But man,
Times have been hard.
yeah. But I forgot exactly what happened. There was a penalty on somebody, and then there was a false start on Michigan State, and then they missed a call. Some dude, you know how if you jump over, you can't touch anybody.
That was a dumb
There
rule.
was something like
What?
that. You know what I'm talking about?
What rule
on
is
a
this?
field goal, a field
Oh,
goal.
like
if
what
you-
the Seahawks supposed to do with
Yeah.
Cam Chancellor?
Yeah, if you jump over somebody, you can't touch the lineman.
It's a Troy Polamalu rule.
That is sure used to be a shit.
I think that's what happened. But there was some controversy about that last field goal. That Iowa State game was game of the week. Low scoring, but 18-17.
To win that game.
You know,
Iowa.
one of the things I found interesting, especially in last night's Thursday night game between the Titans and the Jaguars.
Titans not that good. Like I said.
But I do think with the officiating, and even I think Tom Brady's tweet was perfect. What he said, just how you can't even watch the game because there's so many calls. Every 2 plays, there's another penalty. Holding in the first 2 weeks of the NFL has a number over 66% than last year. So I feel like you're slowing the game down, and it's less entertaining. Calling holding on every play. As football fans, you watch football enough. You play football, there's holding on every play. If you call it, you are handing one team possibly a win. Keep calling penalties like that.
Dude, the holding is, what is that, 10 yards? Automatic first down?
Yeah.
Dude.
That's
You know what I'm seeing a lot more calls too about? Holding on defense.
Yes. Now I've seen a lot more calls like that this year as well.
Holding on defense, man. I'm like,
Inside, just outside the 5 yards.
bro, it's hard. hard to be a cornerback nowadays. Not an efficient one, efficient, good one. It's hard, bro.
I feel
Not
like
with the rules
everybody's-
nowadays.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That keeps catching my eye, especially in the NFL. College, I don't feel like it's that bad, but
Yeah.
it's still bad. But NFL is a whole different beast.
So what's the predictions we got for this week tomorrow?
College.
Yeah.
All
All right,
right.
let's get into our Aggies first. Aggies,
Oh,
Texas A&M versus
Oh
Auburn.
Lord, I can't wait for this game. I swear.
I see, and I disagree with you on this one.
I swear to.
What you thinking?
Bro, I don't give Auburn a chance. Bo Nix gonna come in here and be like, wow, that's a lot of people up there. Wow, they're loud, aren't they? Boy, I swear to God.
See, I do agree with you on that. I was just talking about
Wow.
that Bo Nix. I think they've had 2 home games, and then they had a neutral site game with Oregon and Dallas. So, not a lot of Oregon fans are going to be flying from there to Dallas. So, he hasn't had that true atmosphere of an away game yet. And for your first away game to be that is one of the craziest atmospheres in college football.
Shout out 12 man.
Shout out 12 man. Pass it back, Eggs.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, I agree with you that it's gonna have an effect on him.
Oh yeah.
Because some quarterbacks like Tua, he's just like crowd noise
Yeah,
don't even
calm,
affect
calm.
him.
He's like,
But Bo Nix being a true freshman, he's played on probably some big high school stages and nothing like that. That's gonna be new to him, and I feel like the 12th man is gonna be very important in this game.
very
It's
important.
gonna be very important.
I think he throws 2 picks.
Wow.
At least 2 picks.
Wow.
I say he throws one. I think Kelvin will throw one too.
Yeah.
I will say, I think this is going to be a very defensive heavy game.
I feel like it'll be something to score like 24, like 20, or 24, like 28. Something like
I told Jacob 24-17. honestly.
Really? Yeah, I feel like it'd be something
I
like
was thinking maybe like somewhere like, I'm telling you, I think it's going to be defensive heavy. Maybe like
I think it's
2017, like maybe even 17-13. Something.
I just can't imagine Auburn winning this game. Like, I don't even know. Like, I understand they beat us last year. Okay, I understand that. But especially here, with a true freshman quarterback, I don't see
I
it.
will say every single year A&M and Auburn has played since being in the SEC, the road team has won except for last year. So
And even last year, it wasn't like we got beat
we
terribly
should
bad.
have
but
won
it's
that
just
game.
like-
But we just kind of threw that game away. The year before that, when they played us here freshman year, dude, they kicked the snot out of us. It was bad. So, but
I remember
honestly,
that.
I think it'll be a close game. Maybe there might be a little more offense than what I'm thinking, but I'm going with there's going to be defensive.
I agree.
And so
I agree.
I think it's going to be close, but I'm still giving A&M the edge.
What's your score?
I said something like 20-17. No, I'll go with that.
Yeah, it's gonna be in that range. I really strongly believe though the Aggies will pull it out. We'll pull it out some way somehow. But it's gonna be a close game. I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. All right, what we got next?
All right. Oh, I think this is my favorite game of the week. Michigan and Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
I'm putting Wisconsin. I'm giving them the win.
Yeah.
I've been
Michigan.
saying Michigan's been overrated all season. I'm sticking by that.
They are overrated. I think.
I think Wisconsin are gonna. No, I'm not gonna say handily beat them, but I think Wisconsin wins it by at least a touchdown.
Yeah.
At least 2 touchdowns. I say. At least 10 points.
That's fair.
Wow. Jonathan Taylor. He looks at that Michigan team, he's just like, an easy 250. An easy 250.
Yeah, and I'm happy about that. He's on my fantasy team.
I love that kid when he runs the ball. He runs with some power, dude. I like him more than I like ETN.
Oh,
But
me too, dude.
I got
love
Wisconsin.
Jonathan Taylor, man.
Yeah, I got Wisconsin winning like 31 or like 17,
All right,
honestly.
Cal versus Ole Miss.
Cal. He chose Cal.
I'm choosing Cal.
What?
You going Ole Miss?
I'm still thinking.
Ole Miss and what offense they bringing down there to California?
I will say it's in Mississippi.
Is it Mississippi?
It'd be-
Cal is ranked.
It'd be a close game, I think.
Ole Miss 2-1 though. I honestly thought they would be 0-3 by now.
I did think they would, but
It'll be a close game.
I still got Cal.
I'm putting Cal.
Still got Cal. I think it'd be tight. But I think Cal wins by 10.
I'm going on this, fuck it.
You want Ole Miss? All right, that's fair. That's fair. All right, let's go.
So,
To,
three more games.
California.
Then we go to NFL.
okay, I was gonna do a funny one if we only got 3.
Oh,
No, you can do it.
I'll do it for you.
Yeah, right quick.
All right.
because some people don't know about the little smaller
Some
games.
Yeah.
absolute powerhouses going at it. Boston College at Rutgers, baby.
Oh my god.
God
It's
dang.
some
What
power-
JV teams
Hey,
they
hey, one of my what was it? One of my freshman year in high school, our starting quarterback for I think it's McLean Carter. He plays for Rutgers.
Really?
So I'm
He's
going
trash.
Rutgers. I'm going Rutgers, bro. McLean Carter.
I'm going BC,
Lefty.
baby. BC.
Boston College, man. You don't get beat like that and not feel nothing. So
All right.
that's why I feel like they'll win.
All right, now.
But yeah, I just Rutgers, I just can't choose them for any
Oh.
sport.
All right. UCF and Pitt.
UCF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
UCF is just looking like
Yeah.
they're like we are established. Like we are.
Bro, they're
elite.
looking good.
They kicked the crap out of Stanford.
That's
was
impressive. That was impressive.
Mhm.
Stanford ain't no pushover.
Oh no. All right. 2 more powerhouses. We got Louisville and Florida State.
Oh my god. Louisville.
I'm honest.
Louisville and Florida State.
Louisville.
Louisville's, I think, the bottom of that conference right now.
That's
I'm still
hard,
going Louisville, honestly.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. Louisville's quarterback, I think his name Devontae Pass, but he's not bad. He's not bad. He just plays a lot of bad guys. But Florida State, oh my
For
god.
some reason, I'm feeling like Florida State might actually win this game.
Where is this game?
It's in Florida.
I'm giving Florida State. Fuck it.
I'm going Louisville.
Now, if Florida State loses this game, bro, I've lost all faith.
Yeah, I lost off there.
I've lost all faith.
Oh, you know what? I like Florida State. And even though people hate their coach Taggart, I like Taggart. So I'll go Florida State. One last time. One last time!
Bring out some pointers.
One last time. I think Florida State.
I have no faith.
Yeah, I feel more
There's a
time.
few good SEC games going on here. All right, we got that new look Kansas
Good.
playing
That's
a
right.
very, very rough West Virginia team. I honestly might go Kansas here.
Hey, West Virginia?
It's in Kansas.
Oh, yeah, Kansas.
Came.
Dude, I think this is the first time people are picking Kansas to win a game, dude. That's crazy.
Ever.
That's ever. Oh,
Bro,
my
Kansas
goodness.
hasn't been good since Charlie Weiss.
Oh,
Like, that dude
God,
was really
I've
good.
been back.
When he used to win, they used to win 9-10 games every year. So,
no matter how bad one of these teams are,
Yeah, last one.
no matter how bad one of these teams are, it's always a good game. You got Oregon at Stanford.
I just. Go ahead.
Like I said
It's
earlier.
always a close game.
Yeah, like Stanford is Oregon's Achilles, man. Like the way how physical Stanford plays, it just somehow gets to Oregon. But I think Oregon will win this game, but it's definitely gonna be a close game, bro.
I agree.
I say 24-20,
That's fair. That's fair. I'm gonna say
27-20, something like that.
I'm gonna say Oregon wins it. But I'm gonna say 31-24. Maybe 31-20.
I want to go last. Because Oregon is my favorite team. So.
It's one of my top 3 schools.
But Oregon and Stanford, it seems like we can't ever beat them. And then Mario put up 65 points in one game, play Stanford, and be like, I'm gonna score 14 today. And it would just be so
He's
bad.
not lying, y'all.
So
So
it's just like you said, Stanford is way too physical. Like way too physical for Oregon. Oregon is, I'll be honest. If you watch Oregon play, they soft.
Ass crap.
They soft. All of them are soft. Every last person on my team is soft, but they fast and strong, but they soft.
Mm-hmm.
And Stanford will punch you in the face.
They're physical.
They will punch. David Shaw teaches you to punch you, like punch that dude in his face. So I do think that Oregon my team, but I think that Oregon will lose to Stanford
Really?
once again.
You really? Wow.
Well,
I think Oregon.
I just think.
I think Stanford is too bad to win that game.
I was about to say.
It's not that Oregon is that good. I think Stanford is that
I
bad.
think Oregon is. I think they are good, but I kind of agree. I think Stanford's just playing too bad right now. They're going to give them hell, like always, no matter what. But I think Oregon's going to be on top this time.
I just think like Herbert is gonna come out and be like, "This is a game to show people that I should be number one pick," and I feel like he's gonna do too much, just like he did against Auburn, and he gonna mess things up.
Man, there's no reason they should have lost that game. No reason.
That's why I'm looking at this game. And I'm just like, it's a trap, bro.
But you know the Oregon defense will put up their side of the bargain.
Oh yeah.
But
That defense is solid. That's like the best defense they didn't have in a while.
you know when you
Since that title run, when they played Auburn, that's the best defense they ever had.
But you know when a team just has your number?
Yeah.
Like, you can be 16-0 and that team just got your number. It's like Eli Manning whenever he met the Patriots in the Super Bowl. He was like, I got this. It's like that.
Yeah.
Like you just meet a team, you can be so great, you can be on such a high, and you look at the low schedule coming up and be like, we're gonna have to ramp it up for this one.
Bro, it's like the Bengals and the Steelers, bro. You just
always look good.
Always.
The Bengals are
never a
so
blowout.
bad. But whenever they play the Steelers, they just
somehow that click. And sometimes they win that game, sometimes they don't. There's always a
oh
close
my
game.
goodness, man.
Before we move on, I got a question for y'all.
Go ahead.
For my fantasy football team for college, my two quarterbacks, Justin Herbert, Kellen Mond. Who should I start?
Ooh.
Oh my god. I think you should pick up a new quarterback. I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't think you should start Kellen. I don't think you should start Kellen.
So Justin.
I only say that because I think he's gonna throw a pick.
So it's Justin versus Stanford or Kellen versus Auburn.
Is that here in Oregon or in California?
I think it's in California. It's in California.
Don't start her.
Yeah.
Bro, like they play terrible at Stanford. I don't know what it is. Like they play bad when Stanford comes up to Oregon. At least they win the game.
I don't think they've beaten. I can't remember the last time Oregon beat Stanford at Stanford.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm gonna leave Kellen.
Yeah, I would go. I'll stick with Kellen.
I would stick with Kellen,
It's
but
Kellen, bro.
that's tough still.
Hey, it's okay.
Nah, I still care.
It's okay. I got Jonathan Taylor there. He'll win me that just
40
by
points.
I think Kellen will have a good game tomorrow. but I do think he'll get it.
I do think he'll pick.
Yeah.
I just think it's a kind of a given of Kellen. It's not nothing wrong. It's just kind of a given. Even against a terrible team, it's a pick.
Dude, I will say one of my later picks was one of my running backs, and I had Deshaun Corbin, so that's kind
Oh man,
that's kind of unfortunate, but it's okay.
that sucks. Oh, poor guy. He tore his ACL. He tore his hamstring.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
After the season. All right, so NFL.
What y'all think about last week?
To be honest, bro, I watched too many NFL games, but the game that is really like killing me is the Lions and the Chargers. How the hell do the Lions win?
I didn't
How? Phillip Rivers, look that up. Phillip Rivers had to throw 2 picks.
Let me look that thing up.
Bro, I can't understand.
Man,
Phillip Rivers had one interception.
Yeah, he had a pick.
Yeah, fumble.
Matthew Stafford had 2 interceptions.
Wow. That's even worse.
This is bad.
Did Phillip have a fumble or something?
Each team had 2 turnovers.
Man, honestly,
It's like, bro, if I'm a Chargers fan right now, I'm like, whoa. We gotta fix this right now.
I think they were saying they gotta fix it since they didn't have Melvin Gordon. But that's just me.
I mean, what's his name? Eckler.
Austin Eckler is pretty damn good.
He's pretty good.
Pretty damn good. Wow.
He had 1 interception. I don't see any fumbles.
But dude, Austin Eckler is actually really good, man.
Yeah, bro, that's like the number one game that like caught my attention last week. I didn't really watch too many games, But like I will say this though, like bro, like the Monday Night Football, bro, Odell looks fast.
Fast.
Oh.
Dumb fast.
He's running a 4.3 at least.
He's dropping to 21.8 miles an hour. That's pretty damn good.
He's got faster, bro. But yeah, Tank Award goes to what?
Odell.
Odell.
Are you serious? Odell is a tank. That dude's a tank, bro. First off, before the game even starts, this dude comes out wearing purple cleats and a purple sleeve. And all the umpires come up to him and go, you gotta take that off. Comes up wearing, bro, he wore a fake $2 million watch. $2 million watch. That is crazy. And then the game starts, and he's just like, we back in New York. Time to do things just like we used to do in the old days. That one-handed catch in the corner? Come
Same
on
spot,
now.
same spot.
Same spot. Same spot, man. That was crazy.
Odell's crazy, bro.
Then, bro, on a little slant in, $89. That's crazy. Just like you talk about the speed, come on now. Odell's a tank. Little tank, big tank, it don't matter because Odell's Odell. OBJ don't get his. I don't care if they go like 2 or 14. OBJ don't get 1,500 yards a season. Telling you. Tank.
Now, I
So
think
go into the game. Go to your Dirty Birds. What were you finna say?
Huh?
I was gonna say go to your Dirty Birds matchup.
my Dirty Birds.
Y'all won last week.
I think that was the best game this past week. I honestly do.
I just really hate how the Eagles lost that though.
They lost everybody.
Like bro, like I'm talking about the play. Like, bro, why wouldn't you blitz everybody and then you're playing man coverage? Bro, you know Julio and them, they ran a screen and Julio goes 40 yards easy.
Mm-hmm. That's on 4th down too.
It's like, bro, why would you call an all-out blitz in a man coverage on a? Why would you want to lose like that, bro? How many points were they up?
Oh, they were up by 3. Wait, no.
Was it?
Yeah, 3.
I guess they were already in field goal range though. They were past the 50 on the other side.
Yeah, you gotta be smarter than that.
Bro, you blitzed everybody, and then they throw a screen that's easy. Right, receiver screen, yeah. I was disappointed in how they lost, but that was a good game though.
Hey, at least y'all beat the Eagles, so thank y'all. Us Cowboy fans really appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we
appreciate everything y'all do.
My Texans also pulled out a dub, but it was like one of the ugliest wins I've ever seen in
y'all
my
play?
life.
Jags.
Jacksonville. We won 13-12, and
Stop on the
they
one.
stopped on the 1 on a 2-point conversion. Like Justin Reed just went head up and I forgot who we went head up against. Fournette, yeah, just freaking.
That's a big boy.
Dude,
wow.
went head up
Won the
against-
matchup.
That's a
Just
big
stopped
boy.
him, man. I was like,
Miami.
dude,
That's football right
defense
there.
won that game.
That's football right
Dude,
there.
another close game that I just didn't think would be that close would be Seattle winning by 2
Yeah,
against Pittsburgh.
They were losing that game, bro.
they were.
They were losing that game. I was like, oh.
Hey, we forget that Pittsburgh got a defense. We forget that. I don't think they're a big name like they used to be, but they got a defense. And they just added to it with Minka. So they're going to be nice.
They're gonna be solid.
The offense is a question.
Devin
Offense
Bush,
is solid.
Devin Bush had a good game.
Offense.
He had a good game.
Devin Bush is a really
And I'm kind of
great defensive player,
I agree.
even as a rookie.
And I'm kind of with you on this one. I feel like Mason Rudolph might have a decent season, honestly.
Might be
I think
decent.
Steelers season is gone. Ben. He probably got one more year in him after this.
Ben's
Mason that's his team.
dude. Ben's just washed up. I don't think
it's been watched.
I said this from the beginning. I didn't think the Steelers were gonna have a good season either way. I like James Conner. That defense is looking pretty decent. I just had no faith in Ben, man.
I didn't think they were going to do good like they normally do, but I was expecting at least a 97. 97 game.
I didn't even expect them to make the playoffs.
I didn't see them making the playoffs either, but I was expecting at least a 97 or 500.
Now, I think the most impressive team this weekend,
What you got?
dude, 49ers.
They did.
They-
What they put up 41 points?
41-17 against Cincinnati. They had a big game.
Big game.
See, yeah, I'm not really shocked by that because, like, bro, like,
I'm shocked.
we've been looking at them, like, the past 2 years, and, like, the way they're constructed to be very good. So I'm like, they should be hitting strides now. You know what I'm saying?
We were just waiting for the pieces to come and the train to start rolling.
That coaching's phenomenal, too.
Who's that, Mike Shanahan out there?
Kyle?
Kyle.
Yeah, young.
One of
offensive
them.
minded guys, man. Really, really good. Really
But
good.
yeah, they looking nice.
Between them and the Rams, we got lucky, man.
Cowboys won.
That's
Top
good.
10.
Yeah.
Good game.
We only won by 10 because they scored a last-second touchdown, so y'all chill out.
Chicago finally has a kicker.
Hey, Pinero.
They win?
Yeah.
Oh, they won.
won a last-second field goal, man.
53 yards, man.
Yeah.
Did the Packers and the Vikings play? Or was that the week before that?
No, it was Vikings at Packers. Green Bay won that game. I remember last week.
Yeah, you picked Green Bay.
I called Minnesota.
Who picked Green Bay?
I think he picked Green Bay.
I picked Green Bay.
They won pretty handily. I was like,
I mean,
I'm
21
shocked.
Aaron Jones went off, bro. That boy went off.
I was shocked by like this point spread. Kirk Cousins had to throw a pick.
Interesting fact, Kirk Cousins is 5 and 26
Green
against.
Bay only won 21-16.
Oh, because like during a part of that game, it's like 7.
Yeah, I think they might got a late
I was about to say,
touchdown.
on the field, Green
Yeah.
Bay won handily.
Yeah.
On the field. On the scoreboard, I mean, they only won by 5, but you feel like they won by more.
That defense is that Green Bay defense is something to look at now. Because for a while they weren't
No.
really nothing to look
Yeah,
at.
bro, you shut down Adam Thielen, and then what's the other guy? Stephon Diggs. They got the running back.
Dalvin Cook.
Yeah,
Dalvin Cook had 154 yards.
So the run.
It's not like the running game got stopped.
What was Kirk Cousins' stats, bro?
He threw 230. Let's see, interceptions and stuff.
They got down, and I think that's why Dalvin Cook stopped running the ball.
Kirk Cousins threw for less than 50%. But I mean, he still had 230 yards. He had 230 yards off of 14 passes.
How?
He threw the ball 32 times though, so I mean, under 50%, but he still had 230 yards. But here's the catch: he had 1 touchdown, but 2 interceptions.
That's the thing. That's what cancels it out, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk, man.
They threw how many points? 21?
Who? Vikings
Bay.
put up 16.
How many points did Green Bay put up?
21.
2 picks, right there. That costs you at least. I know they scored at least
At least a
touchdown.
touchdown, exactly.
Yeah, that's at least 10 points. I know that they capitalized on. At least 10 points.
Because, like, oh my God, bro. Like, the Vikings fans pissed right now. Because, like, that team is constructed look very good, man. That defense is straight. The defense ain't the problem. The skill position on the offense is straight. It's just Kirk Cousins, bro. It's literally just Kirk Cousins.
It ain't just Kirk Cousins. Hold up, because Minnesota had 4 turnovers. Let's see. Kirk had 2 interceptions.
Had to have been a fumble somewhere.
Kirk Cousins also lost a fumble.
That's what I'm
That's three. And they scored 3 touchdowns?
And then Stephon Diggs had a fumble too.
I mean,
So, dude,
this looking at Kirk Cousins, though.
this is bad.
3 times 3 touchdowns.
This is bad. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had 5 fumbles, and 2 of them were lost. I mean, I'm impressed that they got on 3 of them, but they lost. I mean, they had 5 fumbles. 2 of them by Kirk, but I mean, 1 of them was lost. Still, that's Kirk Cousins playing. I'm
How
telling
many
you,
sacks
man.
did what's the name have? Because that offensive line might not have played very too good at all either.
It was Vikings offensive line?
Yeah.
I don't think they know him, but they not like, I don't think they're terrible.
Yo, if they don't do the job.
I think they were, I mean, for Dalvin to get 150 some yards, yeah,
That is true. That is true. I forgot about that stat. So
that's pretty nice. Dalvin, I feel like you gotta feed him. Like, even if you're down, you still gotta, like, drop it off to him.
So
Something.
it feels like it seems like either Kirk Cousins was either hurrying or he was taking too much time.
I don't know what's wrong with him.
Like I wouldn't like with that money, he don't deserve that money. I wouldn't have paid him.
He's not a winner.
He's not.
He wasn't a winner at Michigan State. He wasn't not a winner now. So no,
He
wasn't a winner in
wasn't
Washington.
that good at risking. I mean, you know, they were decent at risking.
He got to the playoffs one time.
Green Bay only had 2 sacks.
So
But
Wow.
the Aaron.
But no, what I wanted to say is that I think the Vikings are so stupid. Case Keenum is a very just situational quarterback. Like, he is so good in some schemes, and he's not that great in others. Like with Denver, he played terrible. With the Vikings, dude, I feel like a couple seasons with the Vikings, he could have been MVP caliber, maybe. I mean, he was looking great.
You can say with the Redskins, bro. That first half was amazing.
Oh yeah, dude, phenomenal. But I think if the Vikings would have just kept him, he could have kept playing great. And they just wanted the, I guess, flashier quarterback in Kirk Cousins, and he's not playing good at all.
I never liked Kirk Cousins.
Not at all, man. I just don't understand.
You gotta win something for me to pay you.
Yeah, like he don't deserve that.
If you want big money, you gotta go do something. He wasn't doing it.
We got one more game.
One more game. Let's talk about. I want to talk about this game. How bad can one team be? The Dolphins got killed by the Patriots, man. They didn't even score a single point.
Speaking of the Patriots,
Oh yeah, how about AB?
Dang, bro.
First player in NFL history to be signed and released in 2 teams in 1 week.
You still got hella money.
And play. And score touchdown going to the team. That's
You
terrible.
got a lot of shit going on, bro.
Dude,
That case, man. Even though I don't think he did it, it's just the fact that you're making the NFL look bad. You got
That was like,
they're like, we're not fucking with you. And like, just for the Patriots to up and release you like that, something's up.
off. And Nike dropped him.
oh yeah.
Nike dropped him like 2 days ago. Somebody else dropped him too. Another big company dropped him, but I forget another one.
Bro, like it's either some evidence in that case that came up that we don't know about that he could possibly lose that case, or he's just a jackass.
And then he was threatening the girl.
Yeah.
Like, it was,
yeah.
they showed messages, he was threatening the girl. So I was like, you did something?
Oh,
If you threatening her?
There's something going on. But I want to read this quote from the man, the myth, the legend, Adam Schefter.
Yeah, you got a good quote, bro.
So, going back to like if the Patriots release you, dude, that means something's going down. And so, Adam Schefter said, quote unquote, I think it's fair to wonder who at this point would give Antonio Brown a chance next. When the New England Patriots say goodbye to you, that's like a kiss of death on a lot of people, I think. I agree. I mean, if the Patriots don't want you, that's some
They're the
serious
cream of the
stuff.
crop, bro.
Yeah.
They can get any player they want to.
They make
Anybody will want to play
Anybody
with.
good. They make anybody and everybody look good. So
True.
they literally raise your stock and get rid of you.
But here's the thing, though. If Antonio Brown wants to build himself back up and get back on the field, bro, he has to do an interview and he has to record himself or something and apologize.
To everybody.
Everybody. Go up and have video of them shaking hands.
Everybody.
Bro, like if he wants to get back in the league and have his name started back right now, he has to apologize to everybody, even his wife he cheated on. Everybody. Letting out the kids.
He's got kids.
He got kids.
I'm glad they're young, so they don't know what's really going on. But
They will when they're younger. You know?
when they hear about this, they did. Oh my god.
Like, bro, you gotta apologize to everyone.
Literally, he is a clown. Literally.
Like, bro, he gotta apologize right now, bro, and like be genuine about it. Don't be fake. But like, that's his only hope right now. That's his only hope right now. That's the only move right now that makes sense. You know, he overplayed his hand, being all cocky and shit. Look what it got you.
Dude, I don't even know if he gets signed again. Cause like, there's a couple of franchises that will sign a player with baggage, and that's the Patriots, the Cowboys, the Eagles might pick you up.
Bengals.
The Bengals will pick you up. That's about it. And the Dolphins like to pick players up like that. But like the Dolphins just picked up Taco Charlton from the Cowboys, who us Cowboys fans don't. He's irrelevant. But like the Patriots drop you. That says something. Like after that, I feel like 1 or 2 teams might look at you. Like Jerry Jones might look at you, but
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Jerry Jones is sitting back like, how can I play?
like I told you earlier, Jerry will give a second and third chance to you. But once you get to that 5th, 6th, and 7th, Jerry will be like, all right, come
It's
on.
like
now.
Jerry looking at him like right now, I can probably get him to play
But can I keep him on the field?
for like a low salary or something. Dude, don't forget, like that's guaranteed money that Antonio Brown has.
Yeah.
So he's
You
not.
have to pay
He's
him.
not.
If you pick him up, you gotta pick him up. You have to pay. He's gonna request a lot of money, and it's gonna be guaranteed.
So I think, but if you don't apologize, bro, if this case goes bad, he's never playing again, ever.
I mean, it's sad because he's like 30.
Yes.
So he has a lot of good skill in him. And the thing is, like, I feel like I don't even honestly, like you asked me earlier if I think he'll play again. I don't even know, but I do feel like other leagues will look at him and be like, "Can we take a chance on him?" Like the XFL starting next year, and they're gonna be like, "If this dude's not in the NFL, do we want to take a chance on him?"
The kicker was that you said Nike and then dropped him, bro. When people start dropping you from brands and stuff like that, they're like they know something we don't know.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
That's bad.
That's bad, bro.
That is bad.
Like if you get fired from a free company, it's like, well, okay, hold on, why are you getting fired?
Yeah.
They're like their antennas go straight up, so it's just like if he gets, he's definitely not playing this season. I don't think this is late
Oh, he's
season.
not playing this season.
But like his only chance of playing right now in this season, bro, or at all, I think is to apologize, bro.
Dude, it goes back to what I was saying a couple weeks ago, man. That dude is messed up in the head. So, dude, all this stuff going on, he needs some help.
He needs
He needs some form of help. I don't know. That's just not a sane person to me. It's really not. I don't
Something
know.
wrong.
Something.
Or somebody's putting some
Shit in his
false,
head.
like some bad advice in his head.
Yeah.
Cause like, I feel like a player like this, I would hate to be your agent. Cause what can I do for you?
Oh,
You think you
What can I do for
not
you
a
right now?
damn thing.
I can tell you to go on TV and say sorry, but even if I put a sunset in the background and I put like a wine glass in front of you and all this and violin music and roses falling on stuff, people still aren't gonna believe it. Cause you apologized before. You apologized to the Raiders. You didn't go back and say you want to be traded. You apologized. The Bills wanted. He was on the Bills. We forget this dude was on the Bills for like 2 days, and then he literally started told him he would not play for their franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, you was barely in the NFL then, and the only reason John Gruden wanted you because he knew he was your last chance. He was the only head coach that believed in you at that moment.
Yeah, and I feel like John Gruden had the best chance out of anybody to turn him around. So,
Bro, exactly.
So-
Like with that little go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, I mean, John Gruden's just one of those guys who can turn people around. Like you've seen, like the worst of the worst, and he's just like, come on,
Right.
come on.
Evidence
He's
is
just like, man. And so as soon as he gives up on you and fine, you want to get traded, go. I'm done dealing with you, dude. That's when you know, man. There's no coming back from that. Maybe there is. I have no idea.
He has to apologize.
We'll just have to wait and see.
But yeah, we're gonna switch topics, man, to something lighter.
Wow.
So
That's
what?
tough.
That is tough. But what are you guys? We're going to college now. What is some of you guys' like biggest factors as far as college success goes? Like some big factors that really contribute to you guys' success.
Being social, man. Making friends. Like I'm telling you, just getting. If you isolate yourself, that's when you just are doomed to fail in college. If you can just make some friends, find some study partners, make a study group, do something. But just like having that interaction has helped me out so much. It is crazy. That one semester when I was kind of just like on my own, doing my own thing, dude, that's when I hit my lowest point of my life ever. And what got me back up, slowly but surely, interacting with my friends more, talking to more people, and actually it builds up my confidence. It's crazy. It really is. Like we're social creatures. So just having some people to support you, that's what's helped me the most.
Yeah, I think, dude, you gotta use your resources, bro. like the writing center, you gotta use that, bro. That
Yeah.
writing center helps a lot. Like I use that, like I like when I first got there, like writing center, like, I don't use the writing center. Sophomore year, I use it for paper. Bro, I got like the best like grade on that paper like ever in my college career. And like, bro, like the SI sessions, you gotta go to the SI sessions, and like the study sessions in the afternoons with the TAs, bro. You have to, bro. Cause like, bro, most of the classes that have those things, those classes are really hard. They know that, and like they know like you need more repetition of seeing the information before you succeed in those courses. So I think SI, that's another thing. Going to the SI thing, and then like, bro, like you said, you can't do everything by yourself. You can't study effectively by yourself. At least I can. I mean, I can do all right, but like my grades have shot up like a whole bunch when I've studied with people and had study partners. So that's like mine. Biggest thing as far as factors goes. Use your resources, study with people, and like go to the SI sessions and all that stuff, man. Like you need to go.
Yeah.
Even though it might seem a little tedious to go at 6 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night.
But it
If it's you gotta make your priorities straight, man.
Yeah.
Trying to get through this college, man, because college is hard.
Hey, don't be scared to go to office hours either.
Oh man.
Dude, I've never really, I mean, I've gone to a couple office hours, but not really like a bunch. But this semester,
when you go,
dude, and it doesn't even have to be about the class, honestly. Like, if you just go and talk to your professor and, like, just get to know them better and they get to know you, like, just the class experience is better, and you have maybe, like, somebody give you a reference letter later on in life, or a letter of recommendation, something like that. Like, before the career fair, I went and talked to my engineering design professor just to get advice of like going to talk to all the recruiters and hey, what do you think of my resume? And he gave me some pointers, and they really helped out. My career fair this year compared to last year, hell of a lot better. So I mean, just talking to your professors, asking about materials. If you have questions, just ask.
bro.
Ask
Like
them. You
yeah,
can't hold them in.
like bro, when you go to office hours, like how the professor views it, he's like, this guy really cares about this class, and he cares about like he wants to know this.
Yeah.
And to a degree, he's like, man, he kind of cares about me because it takes guts, man, to go to office hours. It's usually the office hours like during the day, like or at a time that you really can't go, but you still go anyway. So like, bro, like it just really helps out a lot. They give you the best. Like whenever I went for my what was it? Anthropology class. I went up to him. He gave me some pretty good advice as far as studying and stuff like that, bro. My grades and everything shot up drastically. And even though I think it's like some unwritten college rules, like bro, when the teacher like sees you and like they have like some chemistry, I think he'll boost you up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They don't say it,
But they would.
No,
I think they do it, bro.
It's
They push you over the edge.
It's
It's
a real thing. If they see that you take that initiative and you want to get better in that class, so just to give a scenario, there's someone with a 69.4 or something. There's two people, and one of them has been going to talk to the teacher, really trying that class, but they just can't get it, and they're just on that.
They gave everything for that 69.
Cuff of just almost passing, and they look at those two grades. Who are they going to bump up? That person who takes that initiative and that person who's really trying in that class. If this person doesn't go talk to them, how do they know if they're trying?
Yeah, or if they're skipping class, like
stuff
they're not
like
gonna
that.
take it.
That's what happened to me. My astronomy class, freshman year, I had a 68. And I carried that 68 the whole semester, man. But that last 2 weeks, I think I was in office hours like every single day. Every day from 7:30 to 8. Probably 7:30 to 8:30. Like every day. And I would be, every day I'd walk in there with my breakfast and be like, hey, Mr. Macker, here I am again. And then come that final, boy, I made a fat 31 on that final. Fat 31. And he knew I was struggling. Well, I walked out there with a 71 in the class. And he sent me an email and he was just like,
unwritten rules about college, bro.
yeah. Not all professors are as bad as they make them seem.
Oh, for sure.
I think that'll be my advice.
Yeah.
Don't come to college thinking professors are coming after you. Because they are just like us.
Yeah.
They sat in positions just like us as freshmen. As 18-year-olds, they were coming in here. I don't know nobody at this school. I don't know nothing that happens. I don't really know classes, but I'm gonna work hard trying to graduate and get a job.
Dude.
And they recognize that. So I feel like you put in that effort, you put in that extra time, they gonna see like, man, this person reading that textbook. They going through the little notes that we wrote. They went through the PowerPoints. Let me help them out a little bit. Like you said, they're not gonna tell you. Like a high school teacher might be like, oh, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
But college, they want to see you work. They want to see you actually put it in the focus and time. You might not even understand what you're doing, but if you just look and you open the book and be like, wow, I don't know what it's saying, but I'm gonna look like I'm reading, they gonna see that and be like, I like it, and help you out. I think that's so valuable.
I got two things. One is college is nothing like high school. High school, they have like set grades and all like set procedures for these teachers and what they need to do with their grading policies. Every professor has their own grading policy. Like the A&M, the grading policy is like, oh, there's like not A+ system, like A's 4.0, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But each class has their own grading policy. So like my math classes, in order to make a C, you just had to make a 57 or above.
That is true.
And
That is
stuff
true, bro.
like that. And so most professors, they can they can help your grade if they want to. Like if they see that you are putting in that work, they control their grading system. So they can help you if they want to, or if they feel like you just need that extra help, or I don't know. They just keep giving you that extra help. And one other thing is, I just want to elaborate on what you were saying, is that they've been in our shoes. That this last semester, this past spring, when I missed the first month of class, didn't go to damn class, not a single one. And I just went and talked to all my professors and said, hey, this is what happened last semester, had a withdrawal, and this is what happened this semester. I thought I was ready to come back, but obviously not, but I'm trying to get there. What are the steps that I can do to get back and at least just pass this course for this semester? And all of them were so nice and helpful. Like my math professor was just like, oh, just if you could give me these assignments in a week and a half, that I'll give you full credit for all of them. And my architecture professor straight up was just like, oh, here you have time for this. I can send you extra study material. Like
wow.
he created an own folder for me so he could put stuff in there, like extra videos of lectures.
That's
and
awesome.
because he's like, if you miss something, let me know and I'll put a video in this folder. And just because I want to help you, and he literally said this to me because I went through that same thing. He's like,
wow.
I've been in your exact shoes, just been through some stuff, didn't go to class, straight up. He's just like, I have literally been in your shoes, and so I want to help you out as best as I can. And that was one of the most heartwarming things, and I've never connected to a professor more.
Wow.
Bro,
That's
like, to
incredible.
feed off of that, bro,
That is incredible.
like computer science, political science, teacher, professor, like he was telling us like in first week of school,
That's incredible.
you know how you just going through syllabus and stuff, bro. Like he was just saying, bro, like if you need help, just call. You can call, like bro, like his email and everything. All this information is in the syllabus, bro. He literally takes it and calls it, bro. And like, bro, he said he does that because he's had times and he's had talks with students, bro, about suicide. And, you know, needing to get picked up from the North Gate because they were too drunk or whatnot. And it's just like, bro, he's willing to go that extra mile for his students, man.
And that's
because like that the way media. That's why I hate media, bro. The way media portrays like professors, they're like, oh, dude, they're just ruthless and they just like want your money, and then once they get your money, they don't give a crap about your grade. It's like, nah, if you actually put in the effort, and like some of these people are really good people, bro.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, you're gonna have your professors that really don't give a shit. But I mean, most of them, bro, just show some effort, and they'll go over.
If you go the extra mile, they'll go 3 extra miles.
Exactly, bro. So
That's just like my business management professor this semester. He legit said the first day of class, like, oh, my numbers in the syllabus, please don't use it if you don't have to. But if y'all ever need something, if y'all just want to talk, right here. Like, he was explaining how he's talked to people who were thinking about committing suicide. And he straight up just talked to them and just calmed them down. I'm like, and see, he seems like such a strict guy and such a mean dude sometimes, but he's such a genuine person. Like, in that class, like, he has this whole system set up for, like, cards for, like, people. Like, he's like, I want everyone to do at least one community service project in this class. And he has, like, so many different ones set up. Like,
Cool.
around Christmas time, he has this big donation thing for, like, kids to get toys. I'm like, this guy is just has such a pure heart. He's this big old, like, older guy, kind of, like, seems like a rough guy, but he's such a nice guy. Like, I can just tell. He might be strict, but he's
Hart is a good person.
his heart's there.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Last topic, man. So let's talk about the stress thing, man. So, what causes stress, and how can we deal with it? So first, let's start with causes stress, man.
Procrastination.
Procrastination. Dude, you know what I think most of everybody's problems are connected to? I think they're connected to 2 things: technology and diet.
I agree.
I can totally get behind that. I totally can. Once again, one of my lowest point, like, I wasn't eating a damn thing. I lost 30 pounds by not eating anything. And, I mean, so diet right there. And if I'm, like, wanting to ignore my responsibilities, would I get on my phone, watch YouTube, do something just to distract me? Just having that technology, that's where, like, it becomes addicting, because watching that just makes me feel good. Makes me feel like I'm kind of out of reality. I'm into what I'm watching, stuff like that. Watching TV, something. It makes you feel good. It really does. Like, that's how the technology is so addicting. Is it releases dopamine, just whatever. It distracts you from your responsibilities, but that in turn puts stress on you, because you're just pushing back the inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
That diet, like, if you're eating just absolute crap and you just look bad, like, you feel like you look bad, that's just hurting your confidence, and it stresses you out.
Mm-hmm.
Because once again, one of my lowest points, I didn't want to go to the gym, I didn't want to go out, I didn't want to talk to people, I didn't want to interact, because I was disgusted with myself. Like, I lost all confidence in my mental abilities, my physical abilities. I feel like I couldn't even talk to people properly. I couldn't. Literally, the only reason I got help is my mom was just like, you are texting weird. Not even that I was talking on the phone weird, I was texting differently. And she was like, this ain't right.
Yeah.
So, just distractions, diets, just a lot of stuff can put stress on you. But I can agree with that.
Yeah, I think, like, Brandon, man, I was looking at something the other day. I was watching I think it was like a podcast or like an interview with Kobe. He was talking to some guy. And, like, bro, technology has really, like, killed boredom.
Yeah.
Like, I said another quote too, where, like, most of our problems could be solved if we had 30 minutes of just quietness. And it made me think, bro, it's just like, back to whenever I was out with social media and all that stuff, it made me think and be more and find, like, think and be more on myself. Bro, you come up with problems and stuff, like that. You'd be surprised, bro, with
Yeah.
thoughts just pop in your head when you just sitting there. And then, like, of course, like with the diet, like, bro, like the McDonald's stuff, that's not, I mean, it's meat, but it's real meat, but it's not real meat. Because, like, those cows that are being farmed, they're being rushed. And they're under so much stress.
It's modified meat.
Yeah, and they're under so much stress, you're eating stress. So you're going to get stressed just by eating stress.
I agree.
That's an interesting take on this.
So, like, man, like, the fat and all that stuff, like, dude, like, bro, like, I think
It's not even normal.
everything is tied between technology and diet. And
That's
Yeah.
biggest causes. What do you got, Chris?
I mean, personally, for me, I think I'm a little different than a lot of other people. But like, only because like, I didn't recognize that I got stressed for 18 years. Like 18 years, I was walking through life just like, wow, life is great and stuff. Like high school was pretty, easy. Go through it.
It was stupid easy.
Like, yeah, it was easy. I got here, I was like, oh wow, like life is cool. And I was in Orange and whatnot, but like, I just feel like for me, when I notice, like people are telling me, oh, I'm stressed, like about this and that, and all, I was like, why are you stressed? But now, like, I'm noticing, last year I picked up on what stress really is, and it caught up to me. And now I look back and see why. And I feel like for me, what stress was, like you said, technology. I would get on technology and social media and TV and see commercials. And for me, like, stress isn't about, like, what task is at hand, like this test. Or, I got a big, like, GRE coming up for grad school, stuff like that. Stress for me is like, will I get a job after graduating? Like, will I make my parents happy? Will I fulfill all this money that they're investing in me? And when I go back home, they're gonna keep asking like, dang, like, what are you doing now? And like, will those people be disappointed when I tell them like I just graduated college and stuff? So like, stress for me is just like seeing other people going out there and doing big things, and I'm asking myself like, dang, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing to help myself? Like, I ask myself every day I go to work, and I'm just like, dang, is this job really getting me where I really need to go? Every time I go to class, like, dang, like, am I bettering myself? Am I learning something today? Am I learning something from this class? And I look at my resume, especially at career fairs, I look at my resume and I'm just like, a lot of people tell me, dude, you've done a lot of stuff with ESPN, you've done stuff with CBS, and I'm just like, have I really done anything? Like, I can write stuff on paper, I can say I've done this and that, but if I don't put in the work every single day, not just those days that I'm at those places, like, what am I doing? And so, like, for me, that pressure is just like, making sure I'm the best me that I can be. Because I feel like most of the time I'm pretty happy, but like, I want to be better. And I put so much stress on myself about being better, waking up a better person the next day. And I just feel like that's how I look at stress. Like, I'm being the very best that I can be that day. So I just feel like everything is like kind of different.
Yeah, so we can go and look into what stresses, like, what individually stresses each other out.
I totally agree with that, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I feel that. I really do. Like, I mean, you say that it's different, but there's always going to be somebody who feels that same way, no matter what. Like, honestly, you talking right there, I was like, wow, okay. I mean, 'cause I totally agree. Stress, a big thing of like that stresses me out is meeting expectations, especially my own expectations. Like what you were saying, like being the best me, and like sometimes I just feel like I don't get there, and it stresses me out. I'm like, man, will I be able to do this? Fear of the unknown is one of the craziest things, and it stresses me out so much.
Yeah.
Like, not knowing what my life is going to be like in a few years stresses me out. It's like, I want to be here, but will I get there?
Yeah.
It's really a stressful thing. It's like, this is how I see my life, and it's like, man, will I get there? Will I fail? Will I do this? Will I get there another way? Will I get somewhere else that I didn't expect but enjoy it? Or like, who knows? But that's the thing. You just gotta keep living life, keep doing your best, no matter what, there's always going to be stresses in people's lives. And there's different stresses. There's going to be daily stresses, weekly stresses, like, oh, I have a test in a week, or like, just something's going on today. That's the thing. There's so many different kinds of stresses. Like, stresses for long term in the future, like what I was just talking about. Like, just different timelines. It's just crazy. Just because there's different types, and we could talk about this on and on and on and just spend so much time on it. But, I mean, just to kind of just put it all together, that's just kind of how it is just layers of stress sometimes. And just different times, and it's just a lot of stuff going on, man. That's just life, though. Life is a crazy son of a bitch. And you just gotta grab the bull by the horn sometimes and just say, screw it, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, I would say for me.
I agree with that.
I would say for me, I guess all ours are like interconnected, I think. But like the biggest stress for me, man, is just me. Like I'm the biggest stressor.
Yeah.
For me. Like bro, I put, like you said, expectations and like goals. Like bro, my stuff is through the ceiling. And like what really stresses me out whenever I plan something and then it don't go to plan.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
You want to see me get pissed? I mean, like, throw hands pissed, bro. Like, I get pissed when that stuff happens, bro. And it's just like, I'm learning now that, like, man, everything's not going to go your way. And, like, to a degree, you really don't want it to go your way because that loses the fun out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As humans, we like drama. If you knew that if I gave you everything you wanted right now, you'd be like, okay.
What next?
So,
Exactly. So it's really like I'm figuring out like it's the process that really like is exciting. You know what I'm saying?
Trust the process.
Yeah, but like man, like the biggest stress comes from me because like my mom's still gonna love me no matter what. But like I still want to make it to where like she don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh man, it's just
you're always gonna be your own worst enemy. Always.
Yeah.
I'm my worst enemy. I know that for sure. And I'm sure everybody feels the same way. It's just how we are. It's just who we are as humans.
Like, I was watching the First Take this morning, and on First Take they're doing this thing called HBCU Week, where like they just go around to different HBCUs around campus and just, you know, post the show off the university or whatnot. And they honored Stephen A. Smith today for doing like a lot of things for the community. And then he was talking, he was like, you know, I'm grateful. And, you know, I've made it. He's like, I'm worth millions of dollars. I can pay for my son's college and not look back. I can buy myself a nice car, buy my wife an aisle of clothes and not care. But he said the thing that he knows he's at this level now, but he says, well, maybe really like what he said was, I can get even higher. And he's just like, it's not what I can do for myself and my family now. It's just like, what can I do for that kid that watches the show that doesn't have a mom and a dad? What can I do for that girl who she's been raped? She's been through mistreatment by her father or her brother or whatever. Like, what can I do for those kids that have no parents? That they play sports and they got talent, but they have no resources to get to the next level. He's like, doing things outside of just me and my family and ESPN is just what really motivates him now to keep reaching higher and reach out to these people that don't have what a lot of us have.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, man, that was such a great mindset.
Oh, dude, that's phenomenal.
To know, like, even a guy at his standard who, when he started radio, he wasn't even getting paid. He was living off freaking Twinkies and Kool-Aid. And, like, that's awesome that he's made it this far. And that shows his work ethic, I think. But I think it shows the man that he is, saying those things about what he's done, but also what he can do further on to reach out to more people. I think that's just crazy.
I love listening to those stories, man. Just stories of just, man, absolute bottom going pretty damn far. Like,
I like that.
One of the craziest stories I've heard was Steve Harvey's story. I don't know if y'all have ever heard that.
Yeah, I've
heard
it.
It's great. That boy was out there living in his damn car. his damn car, and
For years.
he couldn't even like fill up on gas a lot of the times. I'm just like, now look at him. That is insane.
Exactly, bro.
And he's a caring person too, and I think that's the greatest thing about that is people who were at the bottom and now are at the top. They recognize that they remember how they were and they want to help others, and that's the greatest thing. That's the greatest thing.
So, last thing, part of the stress, before we wrap it up or before we end the podcast, is what helps you like deal with stress?
We'll have an example.
Go ahead.
Like you said, those people that come from the bottom, right? And they look back and they look where they're from, right? And then that helps them help other people come from where they're going. I think in dealing with stress, a perfect example of both of us two is Antonio Brown right now. A guy who was homeless once in Miami, in South Miami, you know? Goes up to Central Michigan. I was only split off from a scholarship. Makes a name of himself. Goes to Pittsburgh. Becomes possibly the best receiver in the NFL. Last couple of years, and now he's lost. And not because he's lost in life, but in his mind. And I feel personally like he's stressed. And I feel where you got to go to figure that out is you got to go back to your roots. Like, dang, what was it like where I came from when I couldn't I couldn't eat all the regular 3 meals a day. You know, when I was out there grinding, stressing for a scholarship, you got one, you took it, you made a big name for yourself. You got to go back and be like, what was I doing in that mindset when I had nothing? What was I doing when I was sitting there and there was no way out? When there was no window, no door, nobody was helping me reach a hand out. What was I doing to help myself climb the ladder? So I just feel like when you look back at where you came, that pushes you so much further forward and into the light than being lost and looking around and saying, what can I do next? Looking back and be like, dang, man, I worked hard. You know, such and such helped me a lot. Let me keep striving for them. You know, mom and dad, they take me to practice every time, take me early. They keep me late. Dad comes home, he works 12, 13 hours a day, comes home and still plays catch with me. You know, that's big.
That's huge.
That's big. And I just feel like you look at those people around you that sacrificing their time and money for you, and you look at something they pushing you, and you get up at 5 a.m. and go work out. I just feel like you gotta look back and be like, dang, I got people that's looking at me as a hero. People looking at me like, son, you did well. Like, you gotta look at yourself.
Yeah, I got two things how I deal with stress. Like for me, the first thing, first I ask why am I stressed? No, I gotta get to the root of why.
Is it really that deep?
Yeah, you gotta ask yourself some questions, man. It's like, okay, why am I stressed? Okay, I'm stressed because this test is coming up. Okay, now the solution is what you gonna do to prepare for the test. Okay, study. So now like confronting the stress head on for me is really big as far as me how I deal with stress. And like the second thing I would say, man, is I'm not on no like deep religion or anything like that, man, but I just like prayer, man. Praying and just believing that God is gonna get you there. It's like, bro, faith is rooted in chaos. You know what I'm saying? Like faith, you can't have faith for good times. You gotta have bad times for faith to even kick in and activate.
Yeah.
So that's how I like the two main things of how I deal with stress, man. Is it really that deep? You know, I confront it right on. Then the next thing is just prayer, man. God, just go to God. That's the way I was raised.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I feel that. I mean, just everybody copes with stress in different ways. And majority of them, you can't go wrong. Trust me, there are terrible ways to cope with stress. The alcohol, drugs, also, dude, there's just some awful ways. And there's some days where I'm just like, man, I'm so sick and tired of this crap. I just want to have a million drinks and just forget about it. And there's some people who actually take action on that, and it's not healthy. So I mean, you just gotta find healthy ways that help you personally.
Yeah.
Whether that be go hit the gym, go release some stress, and
meditate or something.
Meditation, listen to music, driving around a car, just something that just kind of. I feel like the way to relieve stress is just to get away from them. Just take your mind off of things, just relax, and just breathe. And just, you gotta take things step by step. Like, a lot of the times, what stresses me out is I feel like I gotta do all these things all at once.
Yeah.
Like,
Me too.
it's like, I gotta study for this, and I need to go do this and that, and all this other stuff, and it just kind of overwhelms you, and it just freaks you out. And one of my biggest things that it happens to me all the time, and it's the worst, is when I get too overwhelmed. Sometimes I just shut down. I just straight up shut down. I'll probably just go lay in bed and just lay there, do nothing. And what does that help? Not a damn thing. But I feel like I've just lost control. But that's not the case. What I've finally come to realize is that you're in control of what you do and how you handle things. And so if you just take that time to just breathe, to think, and just settle things out. Just like, all right, here's the steps I'm going to take. I'm going to study for this for an hour. I'm going to go do this homework. I'm going to go to this organizational meeting here. I'm going to do that. You just got to plan stuff out. We got to take it step by step. We're humans. We can't do a million things at one time. You got to prioritize and take it step by step.
You know, sometimes like when you say like we have a lot of things to do and everything, and it always seems like everything's due at the same time.
Yeah.
I feel like once we start doing things, like you said, step by step, you finish one thing, you move to another.
Builds up your confidence.
Yeah, it builds your confidence, and I feel like you start to realize like, hey man, like
I can do this.
most times like yeah, I can do this. It wasn't as hard as I thought it would be.
Mhm.
You know, you get going and you just like, you know, I'm on the road. And like you said, confidence goes up. Man, once your confidence goes up, you're a whole new person.
Oh,
You can do anything.
anything. I mean, a good example of that is like people have been stressing me out about that assignment we talked about as soon as the podcast started, that coding assignment. So many people stress me out. I'm like, man, I'm kind of nervous about it. And what do? I shut down and don't do it. And then it gets to where it's due in an hour and a half. I'm just like, okay, now I need to do it. And I just kind of just calm down, take a breath, step by step. Take it, do step by step. And then I started out, take the first step, do the second step, and figure it out slowly by slowly. And then it just starts clicking. I'm like, oh, okay, this ain't as hard as I thought it was going to be. All right, cool. And then I get to almost done. I'm like, man, I killed that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, I feel great. I can do other homework. I feel so good that, I mean, it's like you said, the more you do it, the better you do it, the more confident you get. And then you just feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
Yeah.
if you can just calm yourself in any way that you can that's healthy for you, and just breathe, figure out a plan of what you need to do, you're solid. You're solid. And I'd also like to say that your thoughts control your emotions, and your emotions control your thoughts. Bless you. And so, like, when you are stressing out and freaking out, where your thoughts go? Your thoughts just go all over the place. Like, oh my gosh. But as soon as you calm yourself down and relax and just start thinking, I got this, got positive thoughts, your emotions start calming down too.
Yeah.
And then that's when you get stuff done.
Exactly. Yeah, man, it's not what happens to you, it's how you feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. Any closing remarks or anything?
I-
Any advice or any
I would just like to say, would just like to ask people to send out thoughts and prayers to Houston and
Beaumont, yeah.
and 409 area got hit by Imelda, and having flashbacks to Harvey, and me feeling helpless, like just I couldn't do anything about it, being 3 hours away, and just seeing everything happen all over again. Like I know so many people who just got done finishing off their houses, remodeling and everything off of Harvey. And then this happens. And it's the same houses. It's the same houses that got messed up again. Like,
I know,
my
man.
buddy Ian, him and his family, I feel for him, man. Like, they just got done. Like, they're feeling good. And then what do you know? They got about, 5 inches of water in the house. Just ruined everything. They got to redo everything again. And
Man.
it sucks. Like, but I know my community, and it's one of the greatest. I might be a little biased, but it's one of the greatest communities I've ever seen. Like, in times like these, I've never seen a group of people come together to help each other, and it's a beautiful thing. Like, I just send my thoughts and prayers out to them. I hope everybody's fine. I hope for a fast recovery for everybody, and I'm just sending some hope, man.
Yeah.
That's because
Yeah, man. That rain was bad.
sometimes you can't do a lot. So, I mean, but you can always send positive thoughts and send up some prayers to the man upstairs.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. man.
So,
Oh, yeah.
if you can, donations. People need help. They really do. Because there's some families and communities down there that could really use that. So if there's a donation box somewhere, that'd be fantastic. There's going to be laborers that go help. If you can, that's fantastic. I remember a couple years ago after Harvey, there's people staying at my church every couple weeks. There'd be a new. There's this one group organizing this whole thing, and they stayed the entire summer. And these kids are our age, and maybe even a little younger. And they left their homes from like Maine, Kansas. They came from all over and organized this thing to where all these like high school and college age students came and flew in, stayed at my church, and just helped rebuild the community. There are so many great people out there, and I just hope that community can get back on its feet, and I know it will. So I just wanted to say that, sending out thoughts and prayers to everybody back home.
Yeah, man. That pictures of flooding and stuff is terrible.
Yeah, so.
So anything, Chris, you want to add or?
I guess mine is kind of different. I think my personal favorite, but I think today Calvin Johnson came out and said that he smoked weed after every game, and then like him coming out and saying that sometimes he just passed out in his house is just crazy. And then he went on further to say that he was used to it, and then he said he got so much hateful messages once he retired that he was just like he shut down. And he said that's why he has no football content on his social media, because he said that's done with his, like, he did so much and he thought he gave everything that he really knows that, like, he didn't get anything from it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like mental health of professional athletes is just as important as mental health for people like us. So I just feel like, yeah, that was pretty inspiring for me, because I was hurt when he retired, but still, it's just like, I never thought about that like that. So I thought that was crazy.
And I mean, I respect people who do that. Like Andrew Luck, a lot of people freaked out. I respect that, man.
I think Cam is next. I really do think Cam is next.
Wow.
I
can see that.
I can see it.
I respect those guys. I mean, it's their bodies, it's their health, and they can do whatever they want.
And
they're grown people. That's what people don't understand. It's like what you just said. Like mental health for professional athletes is just important as mental health for us, people like us. mental health is an equal playing field that, like, it's very important for
Yeah.
And people don't realize that athletes are people too, man. Like, there'll be grown 45-year-old men yelling at an 18-year-old true freshman playing football, just getting absolutely mad. I'm like, dude, he is a kid. Dude, it's like what Mike Gundy said, like, in one of his interviews. Like, somebody was like, one of the interviewers or somebody was asking him something about the kid and kind of getting on the kid. He's like, man, he's like a 19, 20-year-old kid. You can't get out. Get after me. I'm a 45-year-old grown man. Attack me if you're going to attack anybody. Coaching is where it starts. So, you like, it's crazy because people, like, just kind of forget that these guys are people too.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone. I mean, I don't know. I do like what you said. It's a powerful message.
Yeah. And they got kids, man.
Yeah,
Like,
families.
Cam said he could barely walk anymore sometimes. And he was in his prime, 2-3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He got kids too. So it's just like, honestly, I want Cam to retire. You had your time. Like, you did your thing.
You went to Super Bowl, you got MVP.
Yeah, like, dude, you did enough for that franchise.
Mm-hmm.
You good. Yeah. What about you? You got anything else?
Nah, I think I covered everything, man. It was some good stuff on that Kobe interview, but it's not anything that's hitting me right now.
Anything Kobe's.
I know, right?
Pretty
Just
nice.
the same Kobe. But nah, man. So I guess that'll do it for this episode.
Yeah.
So this is Pass It Back with Jacob, Miles, and Chris. I'm Miles again.
Jacob.
My name is Chris, y'all.
All right. See y'all.